Giovanni Ferrero, a name that echoes throughout the world of business and confectionery. You may know him as the heir to the Ferrero Group, the maker of iconic chocolates like Nutella and Ferrero Rocher. But there is so much more to this man than his family name. Born into a legacy of sweets, but he was determined to carve out his own path. From a young age, he showed a passion for innovation and a drive to push the boundaries of what was possible. He worked tirelessly to build on his family's success, taking risks and making bold moves that paid off in spades. But it wasn't just business acumen that set Giovanni apart. He was a man of vision, a leader who inspired those around him to greatness. His dedication to sustainability and social responsibility set a new standard for the industry, and his commitment to excellence earned him countless accolades and honors. So yes, you may know Giovanni Ferrero as the face of a candy empire, but he is so much more than that. He is a trailblazer, a visionary, a man who has left an indelible mark on the world of business and beyond, and his story is one that will inspire and captivate anyone who hears it. We have to return to the 1940s and before to discover the roots of this success. These were the years when Piera and Pietro, Michele's parents, transformed a pastry shop into a factory. Pietro and Michela had pursued a recipe for an inexpensive chocolate snack to be eaten with bread. Pietro Ferrero, a pastry chef in Turin, used to watch workers go to their factories and bring bread with tomatoes and cheese for a meal. He thought that if he could give those workers something sweet and inexpensive to eat with the bread, he would hit the jackpot. Due to the abundance of hazelnuts in Piedmont, the peasants did not even know what to do with them. In 1925, Pietro Ferrero perfected the so-called paston, which was a pastry mesh of chocolate and hazelnuts, which people ate with bread. Of course, more than by workers, it was immediately appreciated by children, who became Ferrero's target market. When the World War II came, Pietro closed his shop in Turin and took refuge in Alba, where he continued to work on his still too hard chocolate mixture. In the autumn of 1945, he found on a shelf a forgotten jar of cocoa butter. He added it to the mixture and created the pasta gianduja, which was then packaged in the form of a small loaf wrapped in tin foil, cut into slices, and sold at cheap prices. The ingredients were more or less those of today: sugar, hazelnuts, cocoa, and vegetable fats. In stores, the gianduja costs 4 to 5 times less than traditional chocolate. But not wanting to give up, immediately after World War II, the Ferrero family became the first Italian manufacturer to open production sites and offices abroad in the confectionery sector, turning the company into a truly international group. Because of his name, some audience still find it difficult to recognize him. Giovanni Ferrero is an Italian businessman, founder, deputy chairman, and chief executive officer of Ferrero. He is one of the richest men in Italy and the secretive billionaire behind the Ferrero Group. He was born in September 1964 in Farigliano, Italy, the son of Michele and Maria Franca Ferrero. In 1975, he moved to Brussels, where he studied at the European schools, eventually progressing and moving to America to study marketing. Giovanni is a family man who prefers to maintain a quiet profile. Giovanni Ferrero has big plans for his treasured family business. He is also hopeful that both his sons will follow in his footsteps someday. After getting back from America, he was appointed to his family's business. His dad handed over the company to Giovanni and his brother Pietro. Both of them took to aggressive marketing of the Ferrero products overseas and also started developing new products and brands under the company's name. Thanks to their outstanding marketing practices, Ferrero witnessed tremendous growth within a few years, followed by penetration in several nations in South America, Europe, Asia, and Australia. In 2011, both Pietro and Giovanni held the role of CEO in the family business. But the next year, Pietro unfortunately lost his life in an accident, which passed on the entire leadership to Giovanni. The company announced in March 2017 that Giovanni would step down as CEO on September 1st, 2017, and became executive chairman. He's the highest-ranking family member at Ferrero, and he is a board member and shareholder of the family holding company. Today, Giovanni operates as many as 18 production plants and units that sell its flagship product, Ferrero Rocher. Besides, his company is also popular for Nutella spread and Tic Tac mints, with coverage in more than 100 nations across the whole wide world. His company makes Kinder Eggs, which are a household name today for every family with a kid, almost anywhere in the world. And we believe that due to hereditary inheritance, Ferrero Group will be passed down to his two sons. Giovanni built a national distribution network. By 1954, he had turned the brand into a household name throughout Italy, according to its 2008 Corporate Social Responsibility Report. Following the success of the company in Italy, Michele Ferrero decided to expand the production by producing abroad. In 1956, a large plant in Germany was inaugurated, and a short time later, a second plant opened shortly afterwards, this one in France. It was the prelude to a rapid expansion of Ferrero in Europe, with the establishment of commercial offices and production centers in Belgium, the Netherlands, Austria, Switzerland, Sweden, the United Kingdom, Ireland, and Spain. In the following decades, Ferrero became global, with companies and plants operating and producing in North and South America, Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, Africa, Australia, and more recently in Turkey, Mexico, and China. Nutella chocolate spread was created in 1964 and Kinder Chocolate in 1968. Their popularity helped the company expand in Europe and then in the US in 1969. By the 1980s, the company had operations on 5 continents. These first and decisive steps forward were thanks to the products invented by Pietro Ferrero and his son Michele, who was then very young. Another key to success was the effective sales network organized by Giovanni and Pietro. Giovanni's business strategy contrasts with his father's plan to build in-house brand. The company acquired British chocolatiers Thornton's for $170 million in 2015, Nestlé's entire US confections business for $2.8 billion in 2018, and Kellogg's lineup of cookie businesses in 2019. The Ferrero company has undergone a significant shift in power within the family over the years. His grandparents Piera and Pietro Ferrero opened a sweet shop in Alba, Italy. During World War II, the Ferrero family business was passed from Giovanni's grandparents to his father, Michele, who was with his great-uncle when he founded Ferrero in 1946. The family later transformed the pastry shop in northern Italy into a confectionery factory. In April 2011, Pietro tragically died in South Africa while working on a humanitarian mission, making Giovanni the current and sole owner to Nutella and Ferrero. The story of Giovanni Ferrero articulates the power of innovation, perseverance, and a commitment to social responsibility. From humble beginnings, Giovanni Ferrero has led the company to become one of the most successful and influential confectionery companies in the world, amassing a whopping $35.2 billion for his trouble. Throughout his leadership, the company has expanded its offerings beyond Nutella and Ferrero Rocher, taking on new challenges and pushing the boundaries of what is possible. And all along the way, Giovanni has remained committed to his values, ensuring that the company is a force for good in the world. As we reflect on the life and legacy of Giovanni Ferrero, we are reminded of the power of a vision, of a dream, of a commitment to making a positive impact on the world. And we are inspired to follow in his footsteps, to take on new challenges, and to work towards a brighter future for all. Thank you for watching.